Good morning, everyone. I'm Culesha Collins, owner of Culesha's Custom Creations. So we are a complete customization business located here in Houston, Texas. And what we do is custom t-shirts, custom doormats, coffee mugs, wine glasses, gift sets, anything you can think of. We create it, we customize it, and make it just for you or for the special person that you'd like to gift it to.
Alright guys, we're gonna hop right into this episode. So got the lovely creator here. That's what we're gonna call her, because you know a creator can be just about anything: podcast, music, t-shirts, the whole nine. But her creative state is something close to the heart, because you know we have it in common. T-shirts. Let's talk about it. So what made you start your company?
So I started my business originally doing t-shirts for my family.
Okay.
I have 2 kids and a husband, and whenever my kids' birthday come, they always pick a theme for the parties.
Gotcha.
So I would make our whole family t-shirts so we could all be matching and kind of take it up a notch for our birthday celebrations.
Got you.
Then it just grew from there.
Okay. And so what made it grow though? Like, did people just start asking you? Was it something you started promoting? Because everybody's journey is a little bit different. Like when I talk to people who do t-shirts and stuff, because it's like the hot thing to do right now, everybody's reasoning and journey be totally different, but the outcome be the same. So what was your journey kind of like getting you to where you at right now?
So it started off, I would post our pictures on Facebook and social media. My friends and family, Facebook friends and stuff, started seeing the pictures. They would ask, where did you get those shirts from? I like that. And then I'll tell them I did it. And so once I started saying I did it, and other people were like, well, can you make some for me?
Got you. Okay. So I mean that aspect that is common, because you know family always starts the ball rolling, but we know that they don't continue the ball rolling whatsoever once the ball is rolling. So let's get into, you know, after, you know, people start questioning you, can you do this, can you do that? How did your business evolve? Are you one of those people that say, you know, my support comes from everywhere else, or does your support come from your family? And if you don't want to answer that question because you know you don't want no smoke, I would definitely understand. But for me, I do get a lot of support from my inner family, but you definitely always be like, you know, it could definitely be more, because you see them go do different things and buy different things for different stuff, and you just be like, what happened? Where did we drop the ball at? Like.
So actually, my support came from everywhere else.
Gotcha.
Now, don't get me wrong, my family has supported me somewhat throughout this journey, especially my husband.
Right.
But most of my support as far as purchasing comes from our friends and from people that I don't know. And I think sometimes with through a lot of journeys of other people I've spoke with as well, that tends to be what happens. You know, people outside of your family will purchase from you, people you don't know. Because it's easier for someone who doesn't know you to look at you, to look at what you're selling and say, hey, I don't know you, but I like what you're doing and I'm okay with buying from you. Because sometimes we might have family or some, you know, close friends who might want discounts.
Right.
All that other stuff.
Well, since you went ahead and brought it up, let's go ahead and touch on that subject, the family discount. So for you, is there such thing as a family and friends discount, or are they paying the same price that everybody else is paying?
I don't have a family and friends discount.
Okay. So in no time you be like, I'm gonna take care of you this time, but next time, you know, you're gonna have to pay for a price.
No, because I still have to put in the same amount of time, the same amount of creativity, no matter what. And if
honestly, probably a little bit more time.
Yeah,
because
sometimes,
you know these people personally.
Yeah, and you know, especially if I'm creating a design from scratch for them, you know, no matter what, like that's time that I have to put into that. And if I do that, then I'm just giving you something for free, and where's the support in that?
Right.
But
that's definitely.
Now, don't get me wrong though, I do have a discount as far as like with purchases. Like if you order a larger quantity, then yeah, I do a discount for that. And then I sometimes may do it if you are a repeat customer.
Gotcha.
Someone I know who's, you know.
But not just because you're my friends or my family. That's understandable. A lot of people need to live by that rule. I myself had to learn the hard way, because when I first started, you know, you just be excited. You just want to do whatever. And so it kind of got out of hand where, you know, you have to crack the whip, like, okay, hold on, I had enough. Y'all tripping, like I got 50 other customers I gotta deal with. There's no way I can keep on. And then they offended. They like, you fake, you this, you that. And people don't understand, like, the more your business grow, the less time you have to do favors, the less time you have to do things that, you know, unfortunately it has to be like this, but you don't have time to do things that are not making you money.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we all gotta make a living. I don't have a 9 to 5 to fall back on and get this check every week like you do. Like, if I don't get out here and get it, I don't have a way to survive. So people don't really understand that. So I just wanted to get another a business person's aspect on that friends and family discount. But I also want to talk to you about, before we start taping, we talked about, you know, you specializing in vinyl. How is that working out for you? Like, give the people some pros and cons of only being able to work with vinyl, and you know, what you would do differently.
So, like you said, I only work with vinyl right now.
No transfer, no nothing.
I do some transfers, but nothing major, not big, not like sublimation. I'm not able to do large banners and stuff like this at the moment. The downfall of it is that I get a lot of people who want banners, a lot of people who want those, you know, detailed designs that at the moment I can't give.
So you haven't thought about partnering with somebody who can?
So yes, I am actually in the process of working with that to find me a partner company that I can kind of be able to refer my clients to and get those extra orders in for them. But right now, as far as with the vinyl designs, like if I do anything more than a couple of different colors, it definitely takes a while because I gotta layer those colors and do all those.
You gotta unlayer them first to be able to cut them, and then layer them back on the shirt. People don't understand.
It takes some work.
And then the weeding, like people don't understand the weeding. Let's not even get. I see you work with glitter. I cannot stand glitter vinyl. You gotta pay me extra to work with that. Boy,
yes.
And people don't understand with glitter, you can't use every font. Like, gotta be bold, gotta be thicker, can't be thin, skinny lines. It's very hard to do. When I first started my t-shirt business, my mentor did not do. He gave you a list of like 5 different fonts that you can use in glitter. Outside of that, he wasn't taking order. Like, he would tell you, like, listen, he choked, like, you can choose a font for anything else, but if you wanted glitter vinyl, these were the only fonts that you could choose from. Definitely. And that's it. Like, you couldn't persuade him, you couldn't offer him more money. He don't care. He don't want the headache. And he will tell you, you can offer me $1 million right now, I'm not gonna do that shirt for you because it's tiny, it got little things in it, and you want to use glitter. Like, I've watched him turn away $50, $100, $200 for, you know, you get the dope boy that come in, they want what they want when they want it, and be mad that they can't get it, not understanding that sometimes it just ain't worth the money or the headache, and so that's really what it boils down to. I actually don't get a lot of orders for vinyl. Me myself personally, I'm a bling person. I love vinyl. I love the glitter on everything. Oh Lord, so you touch the stuff I don't touch.
So I don't get a lot of orders from other people for glitter vinyl myself, but for myself.
Got you.
But even, you know, I'll do them for myself. But even still, just like he said, with the letters, with the fonts, it's only certain fonts that I'll do even for myself. And it's because of the time. And definitely with the glitter, that's something I don't care what you do.
So you said you went to the bling bling. Talk to us about that process, because what people don't understand is so many print companies out here, but we don't all do the same thing. Like, there's some stuff that people won't touch. I'm not a tedious person. You can't get me to do the tumblers and all of that stuff, because to me, it's just not enough money in it. We specialize in long runs, things of that nature. So talk to us about the tedious things, like, you know.
Okay, so I do a lot of small handmade items because, like I said, we're a customization business. So I actually offer coffee mugs and wine glasses. All of them with your hand done. So I work with everything on those, from permanent sign vinyl to polymer clay.
Got you.
And I can customize them to look similar to the person who's buying it.
Sheesh.
So with that, you know, we try to give a complete customization of it. Prices range on it depending on what they're wanting. How customized is it? You know, we can add your name, we can bling it out, we can put, you know, we do all of that, bedazzle it, any color that you'd like. We even have bling vinyl.
You don't get frustrated?
No. I love doing that part because that's to me.
Is it the outcome that you love, or is it the process? Because I'm just
it's a little bit of both.
How can that process
But
be?
the outcome is definitely like if you see it and you look at it and you was like, wow, I made this. Like
I got that part, but the process of it has
it's
like
beautiful. And then seeing people like when people get it and they send me their pictures afterwards and they're so excited and they send me their pictures of them drinking out of a coffee mug that I made for them or a wine glass or something. It feels great, but it's like the time, I lose track of time honestly when I'm working on it. I mean, that's like
I your woosah time.
Yeah, that's my woosah time.
Block everybody out in the world, and I'm just doing me.
Yeah.
So because you customize all these different things, have you ever run into an issue where, because you know they have to drink out of these cups, they have to do all of that? What are you doing to protect the customer in that sense of, you know, COVID-19? Okay. You having to touch everything, all of that good stuff. Because I know for us, especially when COVID started, we had to do a lot of things different because we touched so much stuff of our customers. We would have 6, 7, 10, 12 boxes of gloves. If you look over here, you'll see it's about 4 bottles of Lysol, and that's on the, you know, short end side, because literally it got to a point where we spraying down everything with Lysol. We not touching nothing with our gloves, especially when we was manufacturing masks. Like we was at the sewing machine with the gloves on, gloves getting stuck in the machine. It was crazy. But how do you take that extra precaution to protect your customer when you get into the glasses and mugs and stuff like that?
With that same precautions that you do, I have sanitized. I sanitize my work area down. Whenever I purchase my material, I clean it before I started working with it. I also use gloves. We have sanitizer. Whenever I'm done doing a product, I clean it as well. It goes through a cleaning process to sanitize, clean before we actually package it, before we ship it off and for sale. And then also as far as me and my entire family, we're all vaccinated and take all necessary precautions.
That's dope. That's dope. I'm fully vaccinated too, so I definitely understand your reason in saying that, because people don't understand that most people did not get vaccinated for themselves. They got vaccinated to protect everybody, and we know that it's not foolproof. Nothing in this world is foolproof. But what we do know is we done had the flu shot, we done had the measles shot, we done had swine flu, we done had all of this stuff. And even we know the government is crooked. However, they can't truly 100% control everybody who's going to take this shot. Unless they about to gather all their people and be like, listen, don't take this shot because we trying to fuck these people up. And we know they're not going to do that because that can be leaked. It can be, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm going to say I believe that 80% of it is they're trying to do is in the best of our interest, but they're also doing it on the fly. So there's going to be mistakes. There's going to be like anything else. You know, the government is not perfect. And I'm saying all this to say, I'm never going to tell anybody, hey, you got to go get vaccinated or whatever. What I will say is I got vaccinated for my mom and my granny. My mother-in-law, they're all over the age of 60. I travel all the time, and I'm a big family person. So, you know, I'm always in and out of Detroit at granny house or my mama house, or, you know, and we a hugging family. We like to hug, we like to embrace, all that good stuff. So I got my vaccination for my customers and for my elders and my family, because I was definitely opposed to it. When I weighed out the pros and cons, I was like, you know what, God, I've been 15, 16 different states since COVID just started. We done traveled, we done did business, and at this point, I feel like I have to kind of protect myself. And most people don't even know this is the first time I've ever said this out loud outside of my team. You know, it's 11 of us on my team. 9 of us have experienced COVID. 7 of us being vaccinated, and it was after we got vaccinated that we experienced COVID. I truly believe that vaccination, you know, saved our lives, because I've seen COVID at its worst, and I've seen COVID at its best case scenario. And when most best case scenarios are for people who have been vaccinated or are taking care of themselves. If you're not gonna get vaccinated, eat your fruits and veggies. Get your sea moss and your, you know, all that good stuff, your elderberries, all that good stuff that they telling y'all. It's either one or the other. It can't be no middle ground. I'm not telling you to go get vaccinated. But if you ain't gonna get vaccinated, all that eating steak and pork and all the stuff that we do every day, them 12 McDonald's runs y'all make during the week, ain't gonna be good for you at all. So it's nice to know that other companies are out here taking precautions, because it's a question that we all have to ask. Like, especially in this business, you know, when COVID started, we had to pivot. We didn't know what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And people start getting scared, printing orders start coming in. And it was just, I'm like, I feel like I'm back in year one, man. God, I just need one order, Lord, just one. And then we pivoted and started making masks, and it just opened up my eyes. Like, okay, Hope, if you gonna do this, you gotta do it right, because at the end of the day, these people gotta put this stuff on their face, this, that, and the third. So it was a lot of precautions that had to be taken. But I'm watching these companies, and it's so crazy because they on Facebook, they on Instagram, and they're going live, and they're doing this stuff with no gloves, no masks, no hand sanitizer, no, you know what I'm saying? It's like, my team will tell you, like, when I go somewhere, I will walk, 9 times out of 10, I'm walking in with a mask. Now, if I get comfortable and there's not a lot of people and we got space, we might, a lot of the things we've been doing lately are outside. So if we're in an outside venue or things like that, then, I'll get a little comfortable and take my mask off. But I think that people are forgetting the safety precautions. That we still need to take measuring. Like, we know the world has gone back to somewhat normal as we ever going to get back to.
Right now, anyways.
Right. However, if we want to stay that way, we still got to take the precautions. So again, we're not telling y'all you got to go get the vaccination, but what we telling y'all is be safe, use wisdom. I know common sense ain't so common no more, but we got to do what we got to do, y'all. And at the end of the day, it's either get vaccinated or B, take care of yourself and take extra precautions. Don't just be out here wilding out, ain't taking no precautions, ain't thinking about the next person. I'm a true, firm believer in it takes a village.
Oh yeah.
It takes a village. It took a village to raise me. It's gonna take a village to raise these upcoming kids, and they won't have no village if we all did. So we gotta get our acts together. But with that being said, also got another question for you.
Okay.
It's kind of a follow-up question to the whole, how do you protect yourself? How do you feel about stores opening back up? Like, what we seeing is, so, I have a storefront in office, so I have to be into the trends and all of what's going on with the shopping and all that stuff. And what is forecasting to be for the Christmas season is going to be jacked up, because it's not going to really be too much in the stores, because they trying to avoid all those, crowded stores and stuff around Christmas time. I heard Black Friday is not going to be like it usually is, and because everybody's going to be shipping,
and
it's going to be messed up. So what are you going to do to try to offset that fourth quarter rush, that fourth quarter headache that all business owners are seeming to having to prepare themselves for nowadays?
Gonna do the same thing I always do. Take it one day at a time. So, that's about the best you can do. Take it one day at a time and just roll with the punches every time. Whenever something new, a new challenge comes at me, just figure out how to deal with it and pivot.
Have shipping been a challenge for you?
No, I have not had a problem with shipping right now. We do ship to other states. Haven't had any issues with it.
Who are you using to ship?
Usually I go through just the regular post office through our shipping. We do expedited shipping. On all of our orders, so
that's what I was. You took the question right out of my mouth.
So usually our orders get there within 1 to 3 days. Okay. Haven't had any issues.
So when you say expedited, are you saying the overnight option, or are you saying that 2 to 3 day option?
The 2 to 3 day.
Okay.
Option.
So I have not used the 2 to 3 day option because I'm on the internet. I'm not seeing good things, but I know, like I said, common sense ain't so common no more. So it might be a little bit of human error going on around here.
I have seen other companies, who have had issues with their shipping and in other areas. But
are you going to the post office directly, or are you using one of these little companies that?
No, I go directly because I'm not that far from the post office, so I go directly because I usually have just do one large drop at the same time. And can get everything out. I have no issues.
So I'm thinking that a lot of people who are having issues are using these
the smaller companies, third party
companies, so. And there's some delay in there because of that. But the price be cheaper, so I understand it. Yeah. We went from using FedEx because FedEx has just gotten so crazy with their prices, Lord Jesus, to using United States Postal Service. And I literally did everything overnight. One, because it's guaranteed refund if it doesn't get there. And then two, I'm having a hard time. I trust them to a certain extent, but then if it's something that has to be there in 2 or 3 days, I'm definitely going overnight, because it's just like I've had in the last 30 days, we probably shipped, let's say 40 or 50 packages United States Postal Service. I would say about half of those didn't make it on time. Like we've been refunded for about half of them. So I'm just seeing that it's just human error. Like if I go to the post office in Katy, I'm seeing that most of the time it ain't making it out of Katy on time. But if I go downtown or somewhere in the city, I'm guessing it might be closer to they dish, wherever they sending them off from. We good. We getting there. You get what I'm saying? So
I think it's kind of hit and miss right now.
Yeah.
It definitely depends on the location.
Do you think it's gonna get worse though as we get closer to that Christmas season?
So when you get closer to
better?
Christmas, I don't think it's gonna get better at this moment. I can honestly say, because of course more people are shipping things.
Right.
When the holidays come, so that it's gonna pick up. No matter who you're shipping through, and there's gonna be delays because the postal workers can only work so many hours in a day. And can only get so much stuff delivered. So I think with the holidays coming up, you just have to explain that to customers and probably put a notice out in advance and say, hey, with the holidays approaching, there are going to be a little bit of delays. So you may want to order your purchases a little bit more in advance from when you need them. Or if, are taking into consideration that maybe your package might not come in 1 day or maybe 2 days or 3, depending on what your shipping options are. And I think just have to kind of explain that in advance so that way customers are already expecting that.
Are you already explaining that to your customers? Do you have a website that gives them this, or is it something you have to continuously remind your customers, or talk to us about your process in general? Because the next business owner might be struggling with this, and you just sitting here looking so calm, and they just like, she's so calm, and I'm over here freaking out. Like, what is she doing? So explain to the people, where your calmness come from and your mindset of how you're handling these things to kind of help the next business owner out.
So as far as right now, I don't have an actual website. Okay. All of my shipping, all of my purchases and sales are all done through social media.
Got you.
Whether it's Facebook or Instagram. Of course, you can find us at Facebook or Instagram, Culesha's Custom Creations. So whether they're purchasing in person or even at one of our vendor events, we have the depends on that. It depends on how they want to purchase. If they're local, we offer drop off or pickup. If they're shipping out of state or out of town, then I would let them know individually.
Gotcha.
So it just depends. If we, of course, start getting a whole lot more shipping orders, then at that point, then we'll put a disclaimer and say, hey, please be aware we're going to do that anyways.
Gotcha.
With the holidays approaching, if you're doing shipping, please be aware that there may be some delays, So, but other than that, as far as how I'm able to remain calm about it is, I guess I've seen it with being in business in general, not even just this customization business, but in general. I've seen a lot of ups and downs and a lot of good and bad and craziness, and you just kind of get used to the ups and downs of things, and I take each one of those experiences, whether it was good or bad, whatever happened, and I apply that to my next transaction, to my next situation. So that way I'm always constantly learning, and I learn not to panic. Just like, okay, I've been through a similar situation, or I've been through this situation, so I know from that, I've learned, I have experience from it. I'm not gonna panic, I'm gonna pivot, and we're gonna get through this. So.
That's dope. So business owners, basically what she's saying is stop being crybabies. No, I'm just playing. But most importantly, the thing is communication, guys. Like, we know in this world today, things are changing every day. Things are, companies are changing, policies are changing, timing is changing. The price is going up, all of those things, when you order from your local small business, just take those things into consideration. We are one person. We can still have employees and still just be a one person operation. That's what people don't understand, because your employees are there to do one specific thing, whatever it is that you hired them for, where you still have to do 20, 30 different things in your business to make sure everything is running smoothly. So
and with my business being the customization part of it, it is a one person operation.
Yeah. So that's all your
everything,
creativity, all of that.
It's like handmade from these hands, and it's customized. So the only time we really have delays is when the artists definitely pick up, and some weeks we have a little bit a longer delay than other weeks. Some weeks I can have like a 24 to 48 hour turnaround on something handmade and customized, and then other weeks it's a week, turnaround, because it just depends on what our
everything is customized.
Yeah, so it's all customized. How much?
And it's only 24 hours in a day.
Oh yeah.
And at some point we gotta go to sleep. That's what y'all think we supposed to stay 24 hours. Make sure your orders is right. All I'm gonna say is, FedEx and them be late with y'all orders all the time. Y'all be tripping, but y'all be tripping. Soon as a small business is late, y'all ready to blow up the internet. Tell them how we was bad, even though we had great customer service the whole night. You forgot all about that because your order was a little bit delayed. So cut us business owners some slack, man. We're doing the best that we can.
Like you said though, it's communication with those delays. I definitely try to communicate that to my clients if I ever have any delays in the process. Because definitely sometimes things will pick up. We'll have, or maybe even shipping may be an issue from where we're getting our supplies from. Sometimes, and we might have a delay with that. And I definitely try to explain that.
A lot lately.
I've only had one problem, just like one time, one problem, and it was just like a 1 day delay. But other than that, usually
because most of our stuff come out because we're a full service print company, so we do the banners, business cards, the whole nine. And a lot of that stuff comes out of China, so you can only imagine the delays that we're experiencing, and people are not understanding that the delays come from way more than just locally. Like when you're a business owner, delays can come from everywhere. So
Come on. I'm sorry. Nikki sleep. Have they been out?
yes.
Or they had eaten?
Yes.
Okay.
Come on, Dash.
Come on, Dash. We can eat.
Well,
Come on.
join us. I'm sorry.
So it's okay. We get it all that. But yeah. So shipping delays are not just with us. Shipping delays can come from everywhere. If you own a customization, I'm sure you order your mugs from one place, your bleeds from somewhere else. Whatever your parchment paper, whatever it is that you use, you order from different places. So when you have 6-7 different entities that you're working with and getting stuff delivered, something is bound to fail. And sometimes it's out of our heads and sometimes it's our fault because we know we probably should have ordered it earlier. Why did we let this get down this low? But then there's other factors that come in. Money might have been a little funny, couldn't order it just yet. It's just so much stuff that comes in with a small business that it's a little bit unpredictable, especially right now in the time that we're living in. So the most important part, like she said, is just communicating with your customer, being as transparent as you can, and understanding that yes, the customer is. We know that the customer is all kind of supposed to always be right. We know that's not always the case, but even in the times when the customer is not right, we still got to treat them with respect, communicate effectively and not let our emotions get the best of us. So with Christmas coming up, y'all, patience is going to be the key, is going to be the best thing that you can never take the time out to work on, because you're going to be tested, and you're going to be tested again. So it's not just you. Every small business owner is going through, even us veterans who've been in the game for a minute. We go through it probably a little bit more than y'all do because we so versed in doing a little bit more. So just know that if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So
Definitely.
it's the reason why it ain't easy. Just want to wrap things up a little bit and kind of do a little recap of some of the things that we talked about. Customization. That's the new it thing right now. Takes a lot of creativity though. Where do you get that from?
My creativity, honestly, like I just have ideas, I have visions, sometimes I have dreams, and it's just simply like I can have a dream at night and I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, I want to bring that to life. I want to create this, I want to make it. Or if a customer comes to me and say, hey, I want to do this, and they have a color, they may have a theme or idea, but they don't really know how to put it out there. I mean, like, that's my favorite thing. I just can sit at my desk and just like kind of pluck stuff from the air, just sit there and have a moment to think and just come up with all kind of ideas. And sometimes some of it may be over the top and sometimes a little crazy and a little complicated to try to actually create, to bring from being just a thought and a vision to actually creating designing on something.
Right.
But otherwise, that's basically where it comes from. Just having an idea about something or a dream about something or something that I myself might like. Because like I said, I love customization, I love bling, I love all of those things. And so a lot of times the new products that I offer is something that I thought of that I would really like for myself.
Right.
Or maybe I have a friend or a family member and it's something that I've seen in them that gave me an idea, and I was like, oh, you know, that just made me think of something. Let me create this because I think that person might like it, and you know, maybe other people similar to them may like this too.
Right.
And then I just started, you know, promoting it and advertising. Hey, we got a new product now. We're offering this.
Right.
You know.
Do you ever get like a creator's block?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Do they last a long time? Like, what's the longest time you've had a block?
Probably just a day.
Just oh my
and it's not the same because when I start getting a creator's block, honestly, I clean my workspace. That helps me.
Gotcha.
I clean my workspace. I go outside.
So you basically go find things to be inspired by to breathe.
Yeah. So I love gardening. I have a really beautiful flower bed in my yard that I created. So I go outside. I work with my flowers. Or even I mow the yard. I mow the yard.
I know your husband be like, yes, thank God for that creative block.
Into Exchanging Hope podcast. You can follow me on Facebook or Instagram at Culesha's Custom Creations.